Hi there. Welcome to my weekly messages. I'm Jelaila Star. Today the topic is, I don't quite have the title yet. I'll probably do that once I finish actually making the video. But anyway, it's about the movie Thrive, and maybe that's it. It's the higher purpose of the movie Thrive in bringing about the shift in consciousness, or the big shift that we're all waiting for. The reason I'm doing this is because I finally watched the movie. I have no idea how many people have emailed me about this movie. So yesterday, I just felt like, okay, sometimes timing is everything. So I sat there at my computer and I watched it. And it was 2 hours long. And I tell you what, it was fantastic. As I was watching it, certain things popped in my head. One of them was, oh my gosh, this is the best movie for waking people up, because Foster Gamble, the Procter and Gamble families, he did an amazing job of covering every aspect of our reality, from the financial to the industrial to even disclosure, and why the powers that be are not disclosing the fact that there are ETs. And the reason being is because along with ETs comes free energy. And if we bring on free energy, then that wipes out the whole oil industry. And they don't want to do that. But anyway, he goes into, the problem and explains it all. He has David Icke on there. He has Deepak Chopra on there. He has Stephen Greer. He has all these different people that are, experts in different areas, and they're all fantastic. But he covers everything, and he speaks in a language that the average person could understand. He doesn't use any new age terms per se, and he takes people from where they are to just stepping them up little bit by little bit to really making them aware of what's going on. And I was like, this is perfect. And, I was like, oh man, we need to get this out to everybody. And then, of course, immediately that brought on another thought that, wait a minute, this was planned. It was planned for this message to come out when it's coming out, because there's something else going on. I've talked to you guys about the new financial system that's coming online as a result of the efforts of a very ancient family in China that have decided that they're going to work for humanity instead of against humanity. And they have gotten people in the military, they've gotten people all over the world in powerful places involved, and they can bring it about. And part of it involves the revaluing of currencies with the countries. There's like 100 or so countries that are participating, and it's going to bring on a new type of money that will, and what it will do is it will abolish the Federal Reserve. It will put the families that have been controlling the world out of commission. It will restore us to a world where, and it'll bring on the free energy. So you're going to see this country, this world cleaned up. People will no longer be debt slaves, paying off, the debts of the wealthy. Everybody will have food. I mean, this is the reality that we're wanting to create. But it seems like it just keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed, this revaluation. I've been watching this thing. And so I can think of what are all the delays for. And then it's like, okay, my guys are sitting up here thinking, all right, just ask the right questions. Just ask the right questions. They're comical. Anyway, so I did, and immediately the answer came, which is there isn't enough enlightenment on the planet yet to sustain this new financial system and the new reality, until it really anchors in and takes hold. There has to be more awakening. So then it's like putting the pieces together. Okay, so this message is coming out and starting to get around. But what we did not necessarily realize, and I may be wrong, but we'll see, was we really have to spread this thing like a virus all around the world and get it out to as many people as possible. I mean, you can watch it for free at thrivemovement.com. So I decided that was going to be the topic to tell people, if we can get enough people aware They don't have to be awakened spiritually. They just have to be aware of what's going on. Then, you'll have the power of the numbers of people who will step up and say, we're not going to take this anymore. Not trying to fight, not trying to condemn or destroy those that are been in control, but saying thanks, but no thanks. We're going to go a different direction now, which is what we've been talking about for years. It's a compassionate solution of non-violence. So, what I want to say to you is, okay, I'm talking about getting this out to everybody, sending it out to all your face groups and your Yahoo groups and your Twitter people and whoever else you go to. But we need to use discernment in how to do this, and this is the most important thing. You don't want to just carte blanche send it to everybody, including all your family members and your 80-year-old mother, who is a devout Christian and isn't interested in anything like this and probably isn't here for that purpose. So we have to be careful. So here's what I've done. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I can't tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what I've done. I've made 2 lists. Number 1 is the people, the groups that I'm going to send out to that I know are aware and awakened and say, hey, if you haven't seen this, just see it. Then I've got another list of people who are on the verge of being awakened. And they're an open-minded kind of person, they've been that way for a while, but they're still kind of more 3D, but they might just take this and go, whoo, and a lot of these are like the 20 and 30-year-olds, but some, more progressive, 40s and 50s and so on. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send out to those 2 groups. The people that I know would not be interested, like my 80-year-old mother, I'm not going to do that to her because it would so upset her that she's going to have to find out anyway. It may just put her in her grave, but I don't want it to come through me. I want her to be able to come across it in a way that really works, if possible, for her. So what I did was I wrote an email. I wrote in the weekly message, and if you guys on YouTube are not subscribed to the weekly messages, you will have to go subscribe. And you can find this message. You won't miss it. It'll be in the archives. So this is an email I wrote to my nephew Jason, because he's one of those people who's on the verge. He's more open, but he's on the verge, and to kind of like crack open the door just a little bit, not push it in his face, but just to crack open a little bit. Because we don't want a negative reaction. We don't want to shut people down because we're presenting something they are not ready for. So here's my little email. Very, very short. Hope all's well in your world. Wanted to share a movie with you. It's called Thrive. Maybe you have already seen it. If not, here it is. This movie, produced by Foster Gamble, the Procter Gamble families, is taking the world by storm. I totally loved it and was most grateful that a friend told me about it. Made me really think about the world we are leaving to our children. Now, notice 2 things. I didn't ask him to watch it, and I didn't ask him to report back to me, because see, that's putting pressure on him. So you can use this as a template and kind of reword it any way you want. But this is what the kind of thing you can send to those who are just barely opening up. And you're not asking them to go through a spiritual awakening. You're asking them to have a reality awakening to where they realize what's really going on out there. So hope that helps you. Please send this message around to as many people. We need to get more people aware, not necessarily spiritually awakened, but aware so that they can bring forth this big revaluation and bring forth this new economy that will give us the reality that we're looking for. That's it for today, and I hope to talk to you soon. Well, I will talk to you next week. Okay.